Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om iti Srimadante. Today I am going to talk something about in this video about Aleph, Vav, or Aleph, Taf, or Alak, Niranjan, and then Om iti Srimadante. These are the terms, different terms. So what is the difference between all these terms? There are three major religions. They are using all such kind of things, alpha, omega, etc. Christianity uses alpha and omega because the Bible tells that Jesus has said that I am the alpha and I am the omega. The second thing is that Judaism says it starts with Aleph and it ends on Vav or Vav. Third is Islam. Islam says that Aleph is the start. It does not mention any end. So is there anything written in Hinduism according to such type of a statement? Yes, absolutely. There it is given as Om Tat Sat. Om Tat Sat. Om is basically a symbol. It is having total 3 letters, A, U and Ma. If we convert it into English, it will be A, U or V or M. Okay, it is the A is the start, U or V is the end, and M is the balance, middling balance. So A is a letter, or A is a letter for Brahma. Then the U or V is the letter for Vishnu, and M is the letter for Shiva. So balance is done by Shiva. Brahma is the start. Always Brahma is the start. So in Sanskrit it will be A, not A. When it is called as A, it will be goddess. In Sanskrit it will be goddess. If it is called as A-I, then it will be goddess. So we have also numbers associated with different letters. That 1, 2, 3, 4. It is like there is some terminology today people are using. Gematria. They have Hebrew gematria, English gematria, etc. That English letters are associated with numbering system 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and they are calculating some reference to that numbers, like 666 is Satan, likewise this. So Hindu letters are also, means Indian letters, Sanskrit letters are having geometric association too, and it is given in Purans. For that you have to go to Markandeya Puran. Markandeya Puran literally gives 1 to 10 geometric numbers for all the alphabets in Sanskrit. So you have to equate all these alphabets and you will get the meaning what is going on. So I am equating. Likewise, Om is A, U, Ma. If we replace A by A, U by U, or V by V, because U and V, both 2 letters are associated with Vishnu as per Tantra, not by Vedas and Puranas. Similarly, K is a letter associated with Brahmaji too. If we go to Swaras, K, Kh, G, Gh, D, Ch, Ch, J, Jh, N, Y, R, L, V, Sh. K is a Brahma, Kh is again Vishnu. Okay. So when we check Indian Om Tat Sat means Om is the start, Tat is the end, and that is the only Sat. Sat means truth. So Om Tat is the only truth. Om and Tat is only truth. We are accepting, literally we are accepting that there is only one God, that is Om, and Om is a trinity, Ma. When both three are there, and Om is separately Om also, but in normalcy, Om, when Om is shown as Om as a symbol, then this symbol has a total three denominations, three letters, that is Ma, that is A, U or V and M. So if we go to Hebrew letters, it starts with Aleph. Aleph, it is a talking term, means Aleph. In fact, it is A, L and F. If I convert it to Sanskrit, it will be Lam, Pham. Okay, Lam, Pham. Is a letter denomination for Brahma, Lam is a letter for Lakini, and Pham is a letter for Pharaoh. So Aleph is related to Pharaoh, the last Pharaoh of Egypt. Who was the last Pharaoh? I don't know. But the last righteous Pharaoh of the Egypt, that is Aleph. It starts with Aleph. Same way in Islam also, when somebody asked Prophet Muhammad, that is in Hadith, that when will be the end, he told them that Aleph Lam Mim. Aleph Lam Mim. So Aleph will decide, Lam will work, and that will be final. Okay, so this I am understanding. Aleph Lam, L or Lam. Lam is the Lakini. Lakini is the goddess, and Pharaoh, Lakini and Pharaoh, in connection with Lakini and Pharaoh, these all three religions have developed, or the sects have developed. So Aleph is Lam, Pham is Brahma. Brahma has to be there, because without Brahma nothing can be possible. Brahma is the main god, and he has given birth to everybody, including Pharaoh, and Lakini is the power or the goddess, and Lakini and Pharaoh both are the start for them. Lakini and Pharaoh. Okay, at the end they are saying wow. V is a letter associated for Vishnu, so end has to be Vishnu. Okay, that is my understanding. V or Va, wow, then also V or Va is for Vishnu. Second thing is that if we go to Nath Sampradaya says Alakh Niranjan. Alakh Niranjan. Alakh, why we are not saying Aleph? Because we don't want Pharaoh. We want Kh against F. Because if there will be somebody as a king there, then there will be lot of problems. If somebody will come as a guru, it will be better for us to get knowledge from him. If he will come as a king, he will rule us, and everything will be problematic for him. Means when he will see by his eyes, if he is a 100% pure person, he will directly punish them, that finish him. So we are not expecting in Nath Sampradaya Alakh, we are expecting Alakh. We are starting ourselves by Alakh. Alakh is Lam, Kham. Is a letter for Brahma, I already told you. Lam is a letter for Lakini, that Prophet Muhammad also told them that Lam will tell. Lam is not Lam, Lam, it is Lam, La dot, and Mim is not Mim, Mim, it is Mim in Sanskrit. So because Sanskrit is the basic knowledge, a basic language for gods and demons. So if a demon will talk, he will also talk in Sanskrit, and if a god will come and he will talk in Sanskrit only, because that is the only language they are dealing with. But they will develop many languages, so that many people will get jumbled and their motive will be fulfilled. So is Brahma, Lam is Lakini, and Kham is also Vishnu. Because there is one mantra, many people don't know that Om Kham Brahma is the mantra for Vishnu. But who is that Vishnu? That is the Vishnu who has born from Brahma. Because if we go for Vyanjanas, it is Kam, Kham, Gam, Ka, Kha, Ga, Gha. Kam is the first, is the Brahma. Kham is a Vishnu. Gam is Ganesha. So Kam, Kham, Gam. So this way, that is Alak. And Niranjan. Why we are calling Niranjan? We are calling Niranjan because Niranjan is the your internal light. That light is there, and that light can be only opened by Alak and nobody else, not by Aleph, not by Aleph. So there is a difference. If if they are expecting somebody, they are expecting a last pharaoh, but what we are expecting is a last Kham. We are not expecting last pharaoh. We are expecting last Vishnu avatar. That is Kham. Kham is the only letter for Kalki avatar. Kham, Alakha, the Kham is the letter for Kalki avatar, and we are expecting Vishnu's arrival as Kham, not as Pham. So there is a war between Pham and Kham, or there is a difference in between Pham and Kham, or Pham is the start and Kham is the end. So we also follow the same system, but we are having somewhat updated system, but many people don't understand what the meanings of the things, and they do not go by Tantra Shastra, they go by Puranas. Puranas also are giving all these things, but you have to study them properly and get the inference out of them. Maybe your inference will be wrong somewhere. Somebody will come and tell that your inference is wrong and this is not the reality. This may be the reality. You should accept it and again start to find out some meanings, what is written there. Because Puranas, there are many stories, but these stories are not useless stories. These stories are given for those people who will be coming in this Kali Yuga. In this Kali Yuga, these peoples will be coming, and that's why their names and their stories are given, because these are the divine peoples. Similarly, if we go to Islam, Christianity and Judaism, they are also saying that Aleph, they are starting by Aleph and we are starting by Alak. But Alak, we are not counting it as Alak because we have a complete counting system from to near, etc. Similarly, if we go for Aleph, so if we go in ALF as English letters, the end is UVXYZ. It will start with A and it will end with UVXYZ. But they are also not expecting end to be Z, because when the end will be Z, there is no point of return. There will be no point of return. Z has to get converted into A and then again everything will start. So right now, according to our Puranas, after this Yuga, there will be Satya Yuga again. There is no Mahapralaya, means there is, the universe is not going to collapse after this yuga. After 4,32,000 years, this universe is not going to collapse. But we are expecting Vishnu has to come, because Vishnu is the protector and he will control everything. So that's why we are asking for Kha. We are not asking for Fa again. We are not asking end as Pha, Aleph again. Or end has to be Pau, not Wow. Okay. So if you, the U and V, let us, not if, it is, if it is U and V, means U and V, both letters are associated to Vishnu as per Puranas. The X letter is associated with goddess, Y letter is associated with Purusha, Prakriti and Purusha, and then the Z is associated with the Vadavanal, the last powerful fire. So this is my study from Puranas and other different sects, different sects, what they are telling. So this is the major difference, means how this everything has started. Everything has started from Egypt for three religions: Christianity, Judaism and Islam. All these three religions, everything, their history and everything has started from Egypt, and they are asking for the last pharaoh, who should be, according to their view, he will be the righteous pharaoh. The last pharaoh who will rule, he will be the righteous pharaoh. And this is the understanding of me from all these written documents. I am also a researcher, I am studying, maybe this may be wrong, somebody will point out that this is not correct thing, this has to be updated, and likewise. There will be many thoughts. These are my thoughts. I have equated everything from the old Hindu Puranas and the gematria given in the Puranas for Sanskrit letters. I have quoted everything from Sanskrit, because Sanskrit is the oldest language on this earth. Second, or maybe Tamil is also there, but I do not have such proficiency in Tamil, so I was not able to equate them. If Tamil language has any such kind of geometrics numbering system given to every letter in the Tamil language, so if somebody is having Tamil proficiency, he can go for it and he can search for it, because Tamil is also oldest language. Nobody can differentiate in between Sanskrit and Tamil, the how old they are. Means they, maybe sometimes it will appear that Sanskrit is the oldest language, sometimes it will appear that Tamil is the oldest language. So all these systems we are following right now today, all these systems were there written in the Puranas. I am not talking anything. I will give you the page number also of the Markandeya Purana for the numbering system that is given for Sanskrit letters. Similarly, you have to go to Tantra. There are a number of Tantras. So if you are a serious learner of Hinduism, you will find out that Tantras also give the numerical lettering system for Vyanjanas like Ka, Kha, Ga, Gha, Da, Cha, Cha, Ja, Jhana, Yara, La, Sha, likewise. So all these have a numerical numbering system, and each one is associated, is the name of the god. The god is associated with a letter there. There is only one god, but there are demigods. We can call them demigods. So these gods are having associated with some letter. So all these letters are having some numbers. So I have given you, this is my study, that Alakh and Aleph are different. F is for Pharaoh and Kha is for Vishnu. But if Aleph is there, they are expecting end on wow, not on zao. If it will be on zao, if it will start on z, there will be no point of return. Then there will be no point of return. Everything will be devastated. Again, A has to reappear from Z, and then everything will again start. A new species of man will come, new species of animals will come. So this is the difference between Alek, Vav and Om Tat Sat. Because what we are saying, Om is the start. In Hinduism, we are saying the omnipresent God is Om. Om is a symbol, and the symbol is Ganesha. Omnipresent God is Om, A, U, Ma, or A, U, or V, and M. Actually, A is a start, U and V is the end, expected end. It has to end on U and V, and M is the balance. That is Om. If only A, V is there, then it will be collapse. If only A, M will be there will be collapse. So this is for serious learner. This video is for serious learners. This video is not for any loose talk person. You have to seriously think about this. You have to seriously think about this. Similarly, I am not against of any sect. I am calling all this Judaism, Christianity and Islam as a sect, because they are following only one purpose. The Christianity main purpose, if I have gone through Old Testament, New Testament and Bible also. The main purpose is to go to heaven. Means their main target is nobody can take you to the heaven other than me. Okay, this is the heaven. The second, if I go to Islam, the main target is to go to heaven, because in there everywhere it is related to heaven, and you will get 72 hoods and all these things are written. This is to go to heaven. Here, how they will go, that is not written. Second thing is that if I compare Islam and Christianity, the Christianity's testaments, they are talking about how I will end everything, how I will finish everything. Means in the end it is told that there will be no one, and I will resurrect 1,44,000 from dead. I will resurrect them. So there will be nobody will be there on the earth as a human being. Everyone will be killed. And how they will be killed? That the angel will throw the ball of fire, ball of water, ball of, likewise everything is given. Similarly, in the Islam, the target is to kill Dajjal. The target in Islam is to kill Dajjal, and sometimes it is talking about going to heaven, 72 hoods, and then it is talking about going to Mecca and praying with Al-Mahdi. So there are two different topics. So the main target in Islam is cannot be seen as going to heaven, because they want to go to Mecca and pray, and Isa will pray behind Al-Mahdi. So this has been written in Hadith. So the Islam target has changed. I think the target has changed. It is not to going to heaven. Why, I don't know. But in Christianity, the testament is nobody can lift you to heaven other than me. And this is a strong statement. Means I am the only son of God. And similarly, if you look at the Al-Aqsa Masjid, they have written the God has no son. Means the difference is there. Means The ideological difference is there. These are the ideology. This cannot be said as a religion. This can be said as a sect, because a complete true religion may have many ideologies. Many ideologies. Somebody will say that there will be only one God. Somebody will say that there is only one God, but there are many manifestations. So this will be a true religion. But when the religion has some purpose, then it becomes a sect. So this is what is my understanding. So that's why I was studying all these activities throughout the years, means to understand what is happening exactly. Now I come to the basic of the basic, that it starts with Aleph. What is Aleph? Is there any relation in we can say Sanatan Dharma, not Hinduism. Hinduism is also having some target, but Sanatan Dharma doesn't have any target. It is a collage of everything. Everything emerges from it. It's the true religion. The true religion does not have any target. Either you can achieve your heavenly atmosphere on earth also, and in heaven also. You can make heaven earth also. So there is no target there. Similarly, that is why I will go by basics, all the basics. I will not go into deep. What is written in, if Paul has written this, and in Sahih Muslim it is written like this, with this line. I will not talk like this. I have read all these things, but I will go by only point to point and with basics. I will not make anybody's name there, because one should have firm. They should be firm on the basics. If your basics are clear, then everything will be clear. Means you have to develop yourself then. So the basics I am going to talk. Even if we go to Christianity, Jesus has given some 10 commandments. All these 10 commandments looks like very easy things to achieve, like thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal. This kind of commandments are there, but they are very difficult to implement. They are highly difficult to implement. If somebody just follows only one commandment truly, he will create heaven on earth. It is not required to go to heaven there, because if some clan will start that we will not say anything lie, we will not say any lie in our complete whole life, whether somebody will kill us, then also we will say truth only. It is impossible, because there is a fear of life and death. So that's why people cannot say, people cannot take it as a vrat to not to talk any lie. Thou shall not kill means they should not kill. This sentence itself says that nothing has to be killed, because everything is a creation of God. Nothing has to be killed by them. Are they following this? If they will follow, the Satya Yuga will immediately appear. If they will start following these 10 commandments all over the world, Satya Yuga will automatically appear. The truth will automatically come out. But it is impossible. It is not practical. So we are actually, in fact, we are following Aleph. That's why we are looking at everything as practical. If we follow it as Om, AUM or AVM, it will appear, it will not be practical, but it will be real. So this is the end of today's topic. We will be doing the session, we will start Guru Charitra. I will tell it in English also and in Hindi also, because I am converting it. It will take some time. Every adhyay, daily, every chapter, one one page I will convert and I will give small videos. I do not have such a time because I am trying to live my life righteously according to Hindu way, and I did not find any spare time till night 10 o'clock. I do not watch any kind of television stuff. I do not have any kind of a time available for me. Even if I will do Tantric Sandhya, I have to do it in at night 3:30 or 4 o'clock. So I do not have any kind of a time available. And my all three things, I have to leave all these three things like earning money means artha, kama means getting married, doing sex, etc. and moksha means moksha will appear means when I will be dead, I will be dead. Okay, but all these things are not possible for me because I do not find any kind of a time available. So that's why I will give short videos. So you have to be patient every day. Thanks a lot. Srimadante Omiti. Oh, okay. I haven't told you Omiti Srimadante. Omiti Srimadante is the real description of Om Tat Sat. Om iti Srimad Ante. Om is the start and Om has to be the end. That is the means A to Z. And again it will start with A. A to A, not A to Z. A to A. If it will be Z, it will collapse. We want A to A. Means Om iti Srimadante. Om is the only end. Om is the only end. Om is the start and Om is the end. Likewise, Aleph is this end is a middle end, means this is not a true end, a true start. So thanks a lot if somebody is watching.